Good morning all. It'll be Christmas soon. You know, that time of year when you can buy yourself presents and get away with it. But what to get? How about a quadcopter? Well, got one of those. I know, let's go one better. Or is it two better? Hexacopters. So I've got two hexacopters here. I've got the JJRC little nano H20 and the rather massive H606 from Jin Fei Hu Toys. Now, let's not bother waiting for Christmas. Let's get these open now and have a bit of a play with them. Now, the JJRC H20 Nano Hexacopter came from cndirect.com, and I'll put a link in the description. And the H606 Hexacopter came from litake.com. Once again, link in the description. So let's do this Ashen style on the sofa. First the H20. Neat. Very tiny unit itself. Remote control, charging lead, spare props. Now the battery must be in there. Oh yes, there it is. Quite a small dinky affair. Okay, that's the H20. And now the H606. I've had to move the camera back a bit for this one because it is big. Oh goodness, that's enormous. Where will it come open? Right, so the hexacopter itself. Now what's interesting about this one is that each of these props is triple bladed. So there are 18 blades in total. Remote control, battery. Now the battery, the lithium cell, looks like it's a single cell, no balance lead. So this thing, despite its size, runs off 3.7 volts. Interesting. Now the first thing with the JJRC is it's quite difficult to get the plug into the socket because it kind of fouls on the battery. So the plug I don't think is actually fitted very square, but it is flashing, so I'll give it a try. So a couple of AAs in the remote and we're away. Beeping. Okay, first flight attempt, no instructions read. Eek. Let's try again. I think this has headless mode. I haven't switched it on because I can't find it in the manual, but yeah, that seems pretty well behaved. Well, I thought it had headless mode. It's got eversion, which I think is flips basically. It's got CF mode, not sure what that is, and one press automatic return, but I can't find these in the manual just at the moment. So the H606 is extremely light. A little bit tricky getting this battery in, but yeah, that's gone in okay. 4 AA cells in this one. Let's switch on. Oh, loud beep. Oh, and lots of stuff on the display. Well, let's try it again without the manual. Well, I'm getting a percentage throttle on the display there, but nothing doing on the hexacopter just yet. Better read the manual. Okay, here we go. This thing is big though. Oi! Second attempt. Quite lively. Yes, it's a big old thing. Now what's interesting about this is that not only does it have these tri-blade or triple bladed props, but you can see that the motor there is offset from the prop. So these actually have little gearboxes, I presume, so that the motor can run fast and the prop can run significantly slower to get more mechanical advantage. But then of course you lose mechanical advantage because you've got 3 blades. So it's an interesting design choice, but Certainly it gets off the ground, but it is extremely light. Now this one does have headless mode. Single beat for normal, double beat for headless, but I can't get my head around it at the moment. If I lift it and push the stick forwards, it seems to fly backwards, so let's turn the thing 180 degrees. Well, that also doesn't seem to be right, because if I lift and push backwards, it goes forwards. It's very strange. I can't get this sorted out. But in non-headless mode, it's absolutely fine. But not when I look at the camera. And I've discovered a strange similarity between the two manuals. We've got exactly the same graphic here, and they both say stable, flexible flight routes, drift 3D to roll easily. So these two things, despite the different branding, appear to have come out of the same factory. Right, change of venue now. I'm in the kitchen because I've got more space. Now, which of these two things do I prefer? Well, the small one is certainly more practical from a size point of view. Let's give that a try. Oops. But the big one is an altogether more impressive affair. And quite a lot noisier. Let me see if I can bring the little one up to the camera. Not really. Let's try the big one. Yeah, every time I look at the camera I lose control, which is not surprising. And now let's see if I can fly them both at the same time. No. Now I'm not really sure I can choose between these. The little one is cute, incredibly easy to fly. Obviously fantastic for very small spaces. Makes a lovely little whining noise. But at the same time, the big one is just incredibly impressive. And a bit frightening, really. Now, what about the fact that these are hexacopters and not quads? I mean, do they feel any different to fly? Well, I mean, I'm not an expert flyer, but I can't really feel any difference between the nano hex or the big hex and the quads that I've already flown, so I can't really see how the 6 props gives any significant advantage. I mean, if you know any different, please tell me. So there we are, 2 very different hexacopters. Judge for yourself whether hexacopters are better than quadcopters, or big hexacopters are better than small hexacopters. I can't really decide. Merry Christmas.